What's up? What's up? What's going on? Sheldon from Money the Millennial Way here. Tuning in with you guys. Super excited here to provide some free value. Yes, I said it, some free value. This is the same value that has allowed me to create more than 5 income streams at this time. A lot of those income streams are passive. This is what has allowed me to travel for free. Following some of these steps and some of this free value I'm going to provide today has also taught me how to leverage 0% credit and also using other people's money to help leverage with my business and kind of my and furthering my business financially and just overall as a whole. So if you guys follow with me today and just listen for about 15 to 20 minutes, I will teach you, the ins and outs of credit, how to get a perfect 850 score. I will teach you how to travel for free. I will teach you how to create income using credit. Yes, there is a way to create income using credit, so stay tuned. I'll teach you how to leverage 0% interest, aka other people's money. This is important. Investing to the stock market, just an intro there, not much about that. Also, an intro to investing in real estate. And then also, I will also show you how to fix your credit, not in this actual video course, but I will be providing you with these documents if you were to sign up for the inner circle, the VIP group, close friends group, whatever you want to call it. All right, perfect. So let's get started. So we're just going to start off just by giving you a brief overview, a little bit about myself here so you know who your mentor is, who your teacher is, a potential teacher, etc. Once again, my name is Sheldon Martin. I am a college graduate. I have a bachelor's degree in business, also have a master's degree in business administration as well, with the finance focus. Now, this does not matter. There is a lot of people that have become millionaires without college education. This may not be for everybody, but this is a reasonable option, especially if you have some type of scholarship, whether it's academic or athletics. Gratefully, I did have an athletic scholarship, so I didn't have to pay for that college. But there's other ways to become rich. To date, I have helped over 1,000 people with credit, personal finance, and investing. I take pride in teaching and educating on these different topics, so I'll go a little bit more into depth in that. But to date, I have educated, helped out, mentored more than 1,000 people at this time. I am a public speaker. I do speak at public events. So if you need me to speak at an event, feel free to most definitely reach out to me, as I would be more than happy to kind of discuss that with you. I'm currently a mentor to dozens of people. I do have people that contact me all the time, ask me questions. These are some of my students. I have training courses that can all help you out with a lot of different personal finance topics. Last but not least, I know one big thing we're going to touch base on in this free training is going to be free travel or traveling for highly reduced or highly discounted. To date, I have had more than 700,000 points that I have redeemed for travel. So I'm not a rookie when it comes to this travel hacking, and most definitely I will give you more free value moving forward. So what is credit? Now, this is super important to understand. I'll touch a little bit touch more base about it in a little bit, but credit is super important to understand because this is what makes the world go round. So essentially, why is credit important? You need credit for housing, cars, utilities. When you have good credit, you get lower interest rates on a home loan, on a car loan. And also, you could potentially qualify for better utility rates as well. Usually, when you have good credit, you can also travel for free. If your credit is not up to par, you may not be able to qualify for these certain travel credit cards that you need to basically be accessible or have this accessible to you, the free travel. Some employers actually take a look at your credit. So if you're in the financial industry and some other industries, they actually take a look at your credit. And if your credit score is too low, you may not be able to get a job. So that's unfortunate. Insurance premiums kind of touch base on that. But like I said, if you have car insurance, if you have different types of insurance, if you have better credit score, you're deemed as a low risk customer. So you're going to get better interest rates all the way around. And then also, with good credit, you have access to more capital. What I mean by that is the better the credit you have, the more money you can leverage with 0% APR. And we'll touch more about this. We'll touch base more about this moving forward. So why do I use credit, or what do I use credit for? I use credit for a lot of different things. I think the biggest one would be I use credit for free travel. I use credit to leverage 0% credit, meaning I'm leveraging other people's money, free money essentially. And also, by using credit cards and different sources of credit, I have created an income for myself. And this is something that you can create for yourself, not doing much at all. It's not demanding, it's not taxing work. This is something that anybody can do as long as you have good credit and good training and education, with somebody teaching you the right way. And last but not least, preparing for the recession. I know, the housing market and the stock market has been going up for 10 years. Usually there's a bear market that happens after every decade, which is 10 years. It's been going up for about 11 years. So I'm waiting for the market to kind of decrease right now for the real estate market. And once that decreases, I'm going to leverage my 0% credit that I know how to get. I can guarantee to get over $100,000 in 0% interest credit, which I can use this on real estate. So most definitely, these are all different ways, or all reasons why I kind of use credit myself. Now, if you are not familiar, FICO is one of the most important things you need to know when going over credit. Okay, so I'm just kind of going to go over some facts really quickly. FICO stands for Fair Isaac Corporation. Now, this is the most common scoring model that a lot of different agencies has used since 1989. So when you're applying for a home, when you're applying for a car, different loans like that, I know usually they're going to look at your FICO score. So a FICO score ranges between 300 and 850 if you did not know. Now, me personally, I haven't met anybody with a 300 score, but I do know there are some people out there. And a lot of people may think it's very difficult or impossible to get an 850 score, but it is possible. And I will kind of talk about the ways you can do that in a little bit. Now, I know a lot of people on this or watching this video, they're very familiar with Credit Karma, NerdWallet, Credit Sesame. On these websites, they're giving you a Vantage score. They're not giving you your FICO score. Yes, they may be similar, but at the same time, it's not as precise as the FICO score. So don't be confused. The Vantage score, which is the score you usually see on Credit Karma, is a little bit more different from your FICO score. So in order to get your FICO score, see your credit report, you do get one free credit report per year for free. You can go to myfico.com or you can go to annualcreditreport.com, and this is where you can receive your annual credit report for free one time a year. Also, if you've received your one free credit report that year, you also can pay if you need additional copies as well. All right, now we're getting into the good stuff. So how is your FICO score calculated? This is something that a lot of people don't know, but it's super important, and it's something that you need to know when using credit, when leveraging credit cards, when using credit for whatever reason. Okay, so you're looking at your biggest category here. What you see is your payment history is 35% of your credit. So this is a pie chart. This pie chart is basically adding up what includes your credit score. So payment history is 35%, meaning have you ever been late on a payment? You want to try to focus on being 100% on time with all of your payments, because this is the largest portion of the pie chart, 35%. The second thing is going to be amounts owed at 30%. So amounts owed, what that means is how much credit you're spending on your credit cards monthly or before the statement date. Another term for this would be called credit utilization. So this is 30% of your score. With credit utilization, a standard practice or best practice would be to try to stay below 10%. So what that means is that you stay below 10% of your credit limit or credit max. So say you have a $10,000 credit max. You do not want to use more than $1,000 at any given point in time. Or if you do use more than $1,000, you make sure that you pay that off fully by the statement date, so it shows that you're at a 0% credit utilization. okay, or amount owed. So that's 30%. So you want to make sure, like I said, you're always try to use below 10%, but worst case scenario, never go over 30%. That would destroy your credit. And the last thing, the third most important one would be length of credit history. So I know some of you younger people, such as myself, we have under 10 years of credit history. Now, good thing this is only 15%. There are ways to kind of finesse and hack this system, but these are going to be the three biggest things. The other two types of credit and new credit is not as important. It is super important, but it's only 10%, so it's not going to affect you negatively that much if you only have one type of credit, or if you have new inquiries. It's not going to affect you tons because it's only 10% of your credit. These three other options, payment history, credit utilization, and length of credit, could affect you on a larger scale if that does apply to you. Now, what I'll do is I'll kind of go into a little bit of more hacks on how to hack these different things to kind of cheat the system or get around the system. All right. So, how do you increase your credit score? How do you increase your credit limit? These are different things. I'm going to go over some hacks really quickly. This is free game, so take notes. So, as you can see, I do have the pie chart on the right hand side just for your visual, so you can match a picture with kind of the description that I'm going to be talking about today. So, payment history, I know we talked about that earlier, which describes making sure you're 100% on time with all your payments, paying on time on your statement date, by your statement date, etc., or by your payment date, etc. Now, if you go to cfpb.gov, this is a great website to go to if you want to remove inquiries, if you want to dispute a late payment. It may not necessarily even be a reasonable reason why you're trying to dispute a late payment or you want to remove an inquiry, but this is going to be a good free tool and website that you can use to kind of dispute these things. I believe they have 30 days to get back to you, and they will give you a response stating, hey, this is going to be deleted, or we may need more information, or we cannot delete this information. So that's going to be a good tool for you to use and utilize if you're trying to get things removed off your credit report. The second thing you can do to kind of help out with the payment history, if you have bad payment history, is you can go through a credit sweeping company or a repair service. Now, the good thing is that with my inner circle and my VIP group, I will actually give you access to some files. It's basically a DIY program, a do-it-yourself credit repairing process. I will send you some videos on how to kind of repair your credit, and it's going to basically be different videos for different specific things, inquiries, late payments. I believe there's some videos in there about how to get a repossession off your credit and different things like that, bankruptcies, etc. So most definitely I'm going to have a DIY do-it-yourself credit repair video, or a group of videos that you can do when joining the Inner Circle group. Last but not least, another thing you can do for your payment history, you can dispute with banks and bureaus as well. So, say for instance, you chose not to go through the cfpb.gov website. You can actually go on the bureaus such as TransUnion, Equifax, etc., and you can dispute certain inquiries, or late payments through there as well. And then they have the final say so. I know usually they have up to 30 days to get back to you, but usually they have the final say so on whether it will be deleted, whether they need more information, or whether they cannot delete that. Okay, so those are going to be three different ways you can kind of help your credit or get things removed off of your credit. Now let's go to the utilization portion, which is the amount owed. That's the 30%. So, like I said, make sure you're always paying your balance off in full each month by the date that is required, your payment date. This is how you will stay at 0% utilization, and this is how your credit score will continue to jump, because you'll be deemed as a low risk customer, and your credit will continue to jump as long as you're staying below 30%. But realistically, the people with the best credit scores stay below 10%. And I'll show you a way how you can kind of basically always have 0% utilization moving forward. So debt hacking. So basically what debt hacking is remember how I said I was going to explain how you can always keep 0% utilization? This is how you would do so. The way you would do it is for the people out there that have, one or more credit cards. And listening to this and joining my inner circle, you would understand that credit cards are a good thing. You actually need 21 lines of credit to have a perfect 850 score, which most people don't understand or did not know. So once you get more credit cards, what you can start to do is you can open up credit cards that has 0% interest for the first 12 months. And what you can do is you can position your debt where you're basically just recycling the payments through your 0% credit. So it's always going to show 0%. So say for instance you have, 3 credit cards, you have 2 Chase credit cards and 1 American Express credit card. Say your American Express credit card is due today. You have a Chase credit card where you have 0% interest for 12 months and you have a $12,000 balance. What you can do is you can just use that money to pay off the American Express credit card, and basically that's at 0%, so you don't even have to worry about that. So that's one way you can kind of debt hack, okay? And then what you can do also to positively affect your credit and for utilization and length of history is add authorized users. Now, authorized users is basically where you would go to somebody that has, you can go to a family member or a close friend, somebody that's super responsible, somebody that's had 100% payments on time, somebody that has low utilization on their credit cards, and they can add you on their account on their credit card as an authorized user. This is different from a cosigner. What this would do is this will automatically, as soon as they add you and the statement date is up, this will be reported to the credit bureaus, and on your credit report, you will automatically get all the positive credit history that your friend or close family member has that added you onto their account. Also, if you join the Inner Circle group, we also have authorized user spots as well that we do charge for. But basically, this can make a big difference when you're purchasing a home, and when you're purchasing a home and you have negative marks in your report, but then when we add you as an authorized user, this could potentially positively affect you, where you may go from paying a 10% car loan, a 10% interest rate on your car loan, to a 2% or 3% interest rate on your car loan. So although they're called trade lines, authorized users, we do have those for sale for our Inner Circle members. This can affect you positively in the long run and save you thousands of dollars, if not millions, depending on the investment price or depending on the loan price. And then last but not least, this is kind of like a last step you would take if nothing else works. You can consolidate your loans. So say you have a bunch of different school loans, and say you have 10 different school loans, and out of all those school loans, a lot of them are 20%, some are 10%, some are 15%. What you can do is you can consolidate all your loans, and hopefully it'll be a lower interest rate associated. And usually you can usually you can bargain with them, or you can kind of negotiate that sometimes depending on the company. But usually when you consolidate your loans, it could be a situation where it can give you a lower interest rate once they average all of those loans out and bring it to one loan altogether. So that's like kind of like a last say so if you cannot do any of these other things. Once again, kind of talked about, the length of credit, basically, which is your age. One way you can impact it, say you only had a credit card you say you only have credit history for 3 years, you can join a close family member, a friend, or go through a company such as ourselves. You can join a credit card as an authorized user, say somebody that has 10 years, and basically it would average out your age. So that will help your length of credit, which will make your score go up. And then, of course, you can always open new accounts. Yes, this may affect you negatively initially, not by a lot, only because it's only 15%. It may affect you negatively initially because it may lower your length of credit down. But what you can do is you can literally just have those credit cards or whatever that credit line is. You can just use them and let them grow over time. So eventually, they will get more seasoned, and your length of credit history will go up as well. All right, so now to the fun stuff, the exciting stuff. I'm pretty sure the stuff that everybody has joined today for. What we're going to talk about now is award stacking, travel hacking, and free travel. And I'm going to explain how I've kind of done that up until this point. All right. So, if you want to travel for free and you're responsible, this travel hacking industry will be great for you. This would be something that you're going to be, you're going to be a rock star at. And I think that, you leveraging your credit is going to, get you tons of free trips. So, I guess I'll just jump right in here. So, what is award stacking? Award stacking is basically you're strategically applying for different travel credit cards with large sign up bonuses every 2 months or so. You can't just sign up for any credit card because you want to make sure that you know the rules that come along with every credit card company, American Express, Chase, different things like that. But not only that, you want to make sure you're signing up for the best credit cards first. You're not messing up any relationships with these credit card companies because usually once you mess up the relationship, it is a potential that you can get blacklisted. So make sure you go through the proper training, the proper channels. Most definitely, our inner circle will help you out with this process here. But you want to make sure you're going through that right process there and knowing all your education when it comes to this. Now, the reason why you should be applying for, credit cards every 2 months or so, there is a hidden rule where inquiries need to be under three. You need to have under three inquiries basically within a 6 month time frame. So if you have over three inquiries and say you have four inquiries and it's only 5 months in, usually you're going to get declined for the majority of the cards just because this is kind of a hidden rule. So what happens is when you apply for a credit card with the sign up bonus, the way you would receive the sign up bonus is by meeting the minimum spend or the spend requirement. So usually what that will look like is what that will look like usually is you would go on say you sign up for a credit card, they would say the sign up bonus for this credit card is 80,000 points. But in order to get the 80,000 points, you have to spend $4,000 within 3 months. Or they'll say you need to spend $4,000 within the 4 months. And this is how, so this picture below, I'll attach a picture below. This picture below is basically what you need to look at. So basically, like I said, based off of this picture, you will see that this sign-up bonus says you need to spend $4,000 in order to get 60,000 points within 4 months. This is typically what a sign-up bonus looks like. I will teach you how to reach these minimum spends. But one way to do it, just 1 second. Yeah, so I will teach you how to reach these minimum spends a little bit further. But there are a lot of ways that you can actually reach these minimum spends off of OPM, other people's money, or not even spending your money. So you can get literally these travel rewards for free, or some of these travel cards do have annual fees. So say typically the average mid-sized travel card would be about $95 annual fee. Some of those are waived the first year, but the ones that are not, it'll be a $95 annual fee. But if you're getting, 60,000 points, or 80,000 points. 60,000 points is worth basically $600 in cash or $750. It could be worth, up to $800 in travel, or the $80,000 bonus or 80,000 point bonus is $800 in cash, or it could be worth up to $1,100 in travel. So you literally are getting, you're spending $95, but you're getting $1,100 worth in value for the 80,000 point or the 80 point bonus, or you're getting, $750 to $800 for a $95 fee if you get a 60,000 point sign up bonus. So these are ways that you can offset the yearly annual fee, and you can literally use that cash back to offset it, or you can just use these points for travel to leverage it in the best way. When you're travel hacking or word stacking, you always want to make sure the points that you do get, you are using these points in the most efficient way. So basically, you want to get the most value for your points. Say you're going to Las Vegas for a weekend and you lived in San Diego, and the flight was, 40,000 points. You don't want to use your points for that. You want to leverage those points in the most efficient way where you can get a bang for your buck, where you can travel outside of the country, sit in first class, do different things like that. And if you want a free resource for everybody that's watching this video, you can actually go to www.uscreditcardsguide.com. This is where you can see all the cards. You can see all the different companies, American Express, all the different American Express cards, all the different Chase cards, all the different Barclays cards, all the different Capital One cards. You know, if you're looking for cards with travel, cash back, these are all different cards that you can find on this website. So how do you meet minimum spend requirements? So like I mentioned earlier, say you have to spend $4,000 within 4 months. I know a lot of people were saying, how do I do that? How do I make that work? Etc. There are a lot of different ways that you can do that. I am going to give an example a little bit later, but I know first and foremost, one way you can do it is you can use something called Plastic. Plastic is a website which allows you to pay all of your bills for the most part with a credit card. They do sometimes charge a small fee, but I know if you sign up through my sign up link or through other sign up links, you can basically get X amount of payments for free. Okay. So I know Plastic, they allow you to pay your rent, your utilities, your car payments, your groceries, clothing, dining, different things like that. And then outside of Plastic, if you're not able to use Plastic for your expenses, just make sure you're charging every single thing onto the credit card that can be charged onto the credit card until you reach the sign up bonus. And this would be an easy way to get that or spend that $4,000 within 4 months. I think that's pretty reasonable, pretty easy, especially if you follow some of my methods and your manufacturer spending, which I will talk about in a little bit. All right. Now, manufacturer spending technique. So what you can do to basically meet your spend requirements is manufacturer spending. I will talk a little bit more about what that is in the future moving forward, but manufacturer spending techniques you can use is purchasing gift cards. You can go through merchant accounts, special offers, and the retail method. Now, I guess, how do you get the most value for your travel? I know I've talked about it earlier, but you always want to make sure, like I said, you're getting the most value for your travel. You don't want to waste your points. And these are points that are hard. Well, for some people, it could be hard-earned points. For others, you can get these points for free by using some of my hacks. But with that being said, you still want to always value your points effectively. And one way to do it is the Chase trifecta. So this is a common credit card hacking strategy that a lot of people in this industry has come along with or is very familiar with. So what this Chase trifecta basically essentially says is you want to get three of the Chase Sapphire products. Now, all Chase credit cards are not Sapphire products. There are 3 business cards that are Sapphire products, and I believe there are 3 or 4 consumer cards that are Sapphire products, meaning personal credit cards. Now, the most common one I see and that I follow myself was I got the Chase Freedom Unlimited. Now, when you get the Chase Freedom Unlimited under the best promotion, what you can do is they will give you 3% back for the full first year, up to $20,000 and 1.5% cash back after that. Okay, so if you understand this 3% is huge, especially if you're spending monthly. Say you're spending $3,000 a month on all expenses, or $4,000 a month on all expenses. 3% back on $4,000 a month is a pretty penny. Okay. The next thing you do is basically you'll get another personal card, which is a Chase Sapphire Preferred. When you sign up for the Chase Sapphire Preferred or Reserve, they have 2 different types of cards. The Preferred is a $95 annual fee. The Chase Sapphire Reserve, I believe, is a $450 annual fee. Now, I did the Preferred just because this is one of the cards I started off with, and I didn't understand the whole annual fee thing at that time. I didn't understand how I could offset that. So the Preferred, it gives you, I believe, a $60,000 bonus. Usually, if you find the right link, you can get a 60,000 point bonus after spending $4,000 within 4 months, and then the reserve, um, I believe you get 50,000 points. You get 50,000 points after you spend $4,000 within 4 months, but those points are more valuable. Okay. And last but not least, you have the Chase Business Preferred Inc. That's the one I would recommend. The reason why is because they have a huge sign up bonus. Their sign up bonuses, usually it's 80,000 points. I've seen it as high as 100,000 points if you sign up in the Chase actual bank itself. But usually it's 80,000 points. Usually you have to spend $5,000 within, I think, 3 to 4 months, and you will get 80,000 points, which is worth essentially $1,100 in travel or $800 in cash back. So the reason why this is so effective is because you can actually transfer the points from your Chase Business Preferred Inc. or your Freedom Unlimited to the Sapphire Preferred or the Sapphire Reserve. And what this does, it gives you 25 to 50% more value because they give you a discounted rate when you book through the Chase portal. Okay, so I think it's 25%. You get 25% more value when you use the preferred, and if you have the reserve, you get 50% more value. So that's why the 50,000 points is worth, so much money, even though it's only 50,000 points. Okay, so this is one way you can leverage your credit and leverage your points by basically maximizing your points and putting all these points together to get 25 to 50% more value on these products and your points. All right, jumping jumping ahead here. Just 1 second. All right, perfect. So, how do you create income with credit? Okay, this is going to be super important. Like I said, me myself, I make anywhere between $1,000 to $5,000 a month creating income with my credit. The way I do this is by manufacturer spending. Something called manufacturer spending. I'll kind of touch base over it, give definitions and so forth on the next slide. All right. So what is manufacturer spending? I know this may sound illegal, but the good thing is that it is totally legal. You don't have to worry about it being illegal. And also, it's not super taxing or demanding. This is something you can do with very minimal work while also making passive income. Not necessarily passive, but income on the side. And it could potentially, if you do it on a larger scale and you follow certain strategies, you can replace your work income depending on how much you make. So what is manufacturer spending? This is the process of buying items on credit that can be converted into cash, aka gift cards. That's one example. The cardholder then uses cash to pay off to pay off the credit card bill, and in other words, this is a form of recycling money. So what you do is, like I said, you buy items on credit such as gift cards. You use the gift cards to liquidate, or you liquidate the gift cards, and from there you liquidate the gift cards. This is just one method. When you liquidate the gift cards, you will pay off your credit card bill with the money that you liquidated. At this point, you will get all the points from your credit card company or the cash back from your credit card company because they do not know that you recycled the money. Okay. This is one way. One way you can leverage manufacturer spend is when you're trying to get a sign up bonus. This is when I kind of leverage it the most. When I get a sign up bonus, I'm potentially can get the sign up bonus within 1 day or a couple of hours, to be honest. I know different strategies where you can reach your sign up bonuses within 1 day, as long as you are not a risky credit customer and you have decent credit. I can show you by joining the inner circle how you can reach these $5,000 spends bonuses in 1 day, $4,000 spend in 1 day, and you can move forward from there. Now, another reason why I manufacture spend is, I like to pull cash out of my cards. I will also show you, for you business owners, small business owners, or even people that are sole proprietors or that don't even have a business. They just want, to leverage their credit and take advantage of the 0% interest. What you can do is there are ways that you can actually take cash out your credit cards as long as you are applying for the right credit cards. You want to make sure you're not doing this with any credit card because you don't want to pay you don't want to pay certain fees that are associated with it. But there are some credit cards that you can apply for where you can actually take cash out of those credit cards at 0% for 12 to 15 months. And with that being said, you don't have to pay any fees for taking that cash out. Okay, so I will go over that in the inner circle group as well. Last but not least, I will use manufacturer spending to receive points. So, like I said, you want to make sure when you are manufacturer spending, sometimes they do come with a cost. So, say for instance, you're manufacturer spending with gift cards. Say you're purchasing gift cards, Visa gift cards. Sometimes when you purchase Visa gift cards, they have a fee associated, maybe $4.95, $3.95, $8.95, $6.95. I've seen different prices. You want to make sure that the money that you're getting or the points that you're getting back from manufacturer spending is under the amount that you're spending for the cost of manufacturer spending, essentially. So if your cost is higher than what you're making, you're not doing it correctly and you need a new strategy. We will show you all the good strategies or all the perfect strategies that you can use to kind of make a profit and get free cash flow with manufacturer spending techniques. Now, one way, some other ways you can manufacture spend is you can do bank account funding. So there are actually some banks where you can fund a new bank account with credit cards. One website you can check out is doctorofcredit.com. Doctorofcredit.com is a very informative website. It has tons of different resources and material information over what checking accounts allow you to fund the bank account with a credit card. This is an easy way to reach the minimum spend if you did sign up for a new checking account that allows you to fund it with the credit card. Gift cards, we talked about that, but basically buying gift cards and liquidating them to pay off the credit card balance while securing the points cash back. You can make, I know usually even beginners can make anywhere between $1,000 to $3,000 a month if done properly. And mind you, this can't be done with all gift cards. Okay, so sometimes people think that you can go buy any gift card. No, there are specific gift cards. Even if it's a Visa gift card, it doesn't necessarily mean that it will work. So make sure to join the Inner Circle group in the VIP group, and I will go over exactly which gift cards work, exactly which methods work. And last but not least, they have the retail method. This is like top secret. This is one of my biggest this is one of the more advanced MS, I call them MS manufacturer spending. So this is more of an advanced method, but this is one of my silent killers that I don't really want to tell everybody, because if I told everybody, then everybody would do it. But with that being said, I'll be more than likely sharing, what stores you can retail manufacturers spend at, and also how to do it and how to make $1,000 to $3,000 a month just by doing this method. So using the gift card method, I just want to give you a quick example. So say for instance, you were looking to make money manufacturer spending, buying gift cards. What you can do is there is a specific credit card, and they have other credit cards as well, but there's one in mind that gives you 3% cash back on all purchases. Okay. So basically what you see here is, say you bought 50 gift cards. Okay. Say each of those gift cards had $1,000 limit, or you put $1,000 on each of those gift cards. So 50 gift cards each had $1,000 on it. Okay, so that's basically $50,000. So if you have $50,000, or if you do 50,000 times 0.03, that equals to $1,500. Okay, believe it or not, like I said, 50,000 may sound like a lot of money, but I will teach you how to, like I said, use your credit and actually take cash out of your credit cards, where you can leverage that credit at 0% interest for 12 to 15 months. So you don't have to worry about paying it back anytime soon. And you can use that money to do things like this and buy gift cards. You don't have to put $1,000 on each gift card. But that being said, you can do it on a smaller scale until you scale your business to where you can actually do $1,000 on 50 gift cards. And by doing this will get you, like I said, $1,500 a month, or if some credit cards actually do 4% back, and it will be even larger amount. Okay. Another way to do it would be to fund 3 bank accounts So, say for instance, you put $300 in three different bank accounts. That's $900. Okay, so or sorry about that. If you basically put $300 in those different bank accounts and it pays at 0.03% back in cash back, that's $900. Okay, so like I said, this example is with using a 3% cashback card. Not all cards will give you the results, but this is just an example of what it can look like. And although it may not look feasible or scalable, I will teach you how to do these different things and how to eventually get up to this plus more, where you can make, three, four, five, six, $7,000 a month. All right. Now, I know I've been talking a lot about OPM, other people's money, and 0% interest on different credit cards. I will go a little bit more into depth on the next slides. All right. So, why do I leverage my credit? Why do I leverage my 0% credit? Um, Reducing interest expenses is super important. Okay, so by moving all personal credit cards debt over to business credit card debt, this is going to be important because business credit cards actually don't report to personal bureaus. Now, not all cards do this. The majority of the cards don't report to personal credit card bureaus. With that being said, there are some business cards that do report. So you want to be handy of those, which I will explain to you. I will give you this information in my inner circle group. One thing I teach my students, and as a mentor, one thing I teach my mentees is basically to get business cards, even if you don't have a business, a physical business. I will teach you how to apply for business cards, and like I said, this would show 0% utilization because business cards don't track utilization to within reason to a certain extent. And if you did not know, so if you did not know, if you have $20,000 on your personal credit card in debt, that will cost you about $4,800 a year in interest if you did not know that. So that's why you don't want to keep a balance. You always want to pay your balance off at the end or in full by the end of each pay period. And also why you want to transfer your why you want to work with cards that have 0% interest for a certain time frame, so you don't have to worry about this debt or this interest. So if you were not sure or not, if you did not know, we've been kind of talking about it a little bit, but high credit card utilization causes you to pay high interest rates, which may cause you not to be approved by a certain credit card. So like I said, you always want to make sure you're staying under 30% of your credit max, your credit limit. So if you have like I said, uh, if you have a $10,000 limit, you want to try to stay below 1,000 because you really want to be under 10%, but you always want to make sure never to go over 30% at any given time. This would affect you terribly. So never do that. If you don't, you will get approved for the majority of the credit cards. But if you do go over 30% and have a high utilization, odds are you're going to get denied by a lot of credit cards. And when you apply for certain loans, your interest rate is going to skyrocket. And me personally, I think that I'll be comfortably saying that you should be able to leverage your 0% interest credit for at least 3 years. There are ways to do it 5, 6 years where you can leverage your credit. But one way to do it is by, like I mentioned earlier, applying for credit cards that have 0% interest within a certain time frame, and that can help you out there. For instance, to give you an example, the Chase Ink Cash, which is a business card that gives you 0% interest for 12 months. The Amex Blue Business, which is American Express Blue Business Card, it gives you 0% for 15 months. And then you have the U.S. Bank Platinum, which is a business card as well, and it gives you 0% for 47 months. Okay, so like I said, sorry about that, 0% for 2 months. So that's basically 47 months altogether. That's actually supposed to be 12 months right there, 10 months as well. So don't mind me there. But 47 months is what you can get just from these alone. There's tons of other credit business cards or credit cards that you can receive that will give you 0%. This is just an example of how you can leverage your 0% by not paying interest to invest in your business, grow your business, etc. So basically, some ways, me personally, I like using 0% credit is to create new income streams by pulling cash out of my cards at 0%. I would invest in things like e-commerce, ATMs, real estate, reinvesting to scale your business. What I mean by reinvesting to scale your business is basically reinvesting in your business. So, the money that you receive or you take out, you reinvest that for advertisements or ads, inventory if you have a physical product. It could be technology to better the technology. Maybe you want to buy a better camera because you do vlogging. Maybe you want to buy a better laptop. And then head count. Say you need to add more people onto your team. You can use this money to reinvest in your company as well. And a lot of these different things are ways I leverage my 0% credit. So I appreciate all you joining. That was my free game, my free entry level course to this travel hacking, leveraging 0% interest, using other people's money. There's a lot more where that came from. If you would like to join my inner circle, this is no pressure. If you don't find, use this information and move forward with it. Let it benefit you. If you would like it, it would be $80 a month. This is cheaper than a lot of the other guys out there. A lot of the other guys out there is charging, they'll say $1,000 lifetime, but they're not keeping up to date their information, or they're charging $98 a month. Mine would be $80 a month. This would include live coaching calls. Basically, I would give you all my free travel hacks. I know tons of them. I can teach you how to go ride in first class. I can teach you how to, get free TSA. These are all things I can teach you with free travel. Income opportunities, how to make money leveraging your credit cards, using manufacturer spend and using the 0% to invest in new business ventures. I will teach you how to do that. I also have a free investing one-on-one training course for beginners that I will provide to you. It's usually not free, but if you join my inner circle, I will provide that to you. That's I think anywhere between 1 to 3 hours of content. It has video content. It has quizzes. It has information about my portfolio, how I perform, what stocks I would invest in as a millennial, as a Generation X or Z, or as a baby boomer. I go over all that information in that investing training course. That's super important. I will answer any investing questions you may have. Let's see. We also will include the free DIY credit repair. Like I said, usually it's not free, but it'll be free for all my inner circle customers and VIP members. So if you are a VIP member or inner circle customer or member, I will provide you with the DIY credit repair, where I will send you all the videos, all the how-to documents, tutorial videos, etc. to do this yourself. I will show you exclusive hacks. I will be basically posting this content monthly. So every single month is going to have fire information, information that not many people know, information that cannot be found on YouTube or online anywhere. I'll be posting this monthly. Like I said, this could be anything from investing hack or investing information, personal finance, credit cards, travel hacking, free travel, business in general, how to start a business, how to create a business with credit. These are all different things that I will teach in this course. And then you will also have access to me via text at any time. I know a lot of the guys out there that are doing things similar like this. You spend your money and you never hear from them ever again. They ghost you. They don't answer your questions. I'll be a reliable resource for you within reason. If I'm on vacation or something, you'll have to mind me. But like I said, I'll be a reliable resource for you to reach out to at any time via text message. We will also have live coaching calls as well, so I can help you and get a plan for you going, so we can get you on the right track to financial freedom. And the good thing is you can actually cancel at any time. There's no obligation to you. So say, for instance, you joined 1 month, you felt like you got all the value you needed, or you just weren't interested and you didn't like it. You can cancel at any time. You're not locked in any type of contract, so you don't have to worry about that either. Like I said, once again, I appreciate all you joining. Sheldon from Money the Millennial Way. Check out my website, moneythemillennialway.com. I do have a blog over personal finance, investing, credit, budgeting, different things like that. But in regards to this inner circle, what will happen is If you are interested, feel free to click the link below, or message me on Instagram. Once you pay your $80, I will add you to my Inner Circle portal on Instagram, where I will be adding a bunch of different slides for you to take a look at. I will also potentially have a specific VIP entrance to my website where you'll need a username and a login password, and that will also have the content on there as well. Once again, thanks for joining. Hope you got a lot of good value, free value out of this, and you guys have a great day. Thank you.